Hello and welcome to a short webinar today, an interview with one of a gentleman that we worked with a number of years ago on a straw bale house. This is part of a bit of a series focused very much towards the homeowner and SUHO's vision to help that transition to the sustainable built environment. One way that we can do that is through education and really trying to facilitate how real and how enjoyable these experiences building a new sustainable home can be, and also the benefits that people are finding from it. It's a really good way for people to understand what they're reading in literature and put all together. So please enjoy this video, and I'll thank Dylan Stone for also the time that he allowed this week over at his place. It was beautiful. So thank you and enjoy. So this is Dylan, everyone.
Hi.
He's a good advocate for Adelaide and sustainable housing. Done a few public speaking events as well. Sustainable House Day Showcase as well this last year. Had quite a few people through the house. So you have project managed this,
Yeah.
more or less?
Yeah. So
Done a bit of the handiwork yourself as well?
Yeah. So I knew the builder. He was a friend,
Mm-hmm.
and so he let me, I guess, organise a lot of the build, especially the straw bale and the cladding and most of the trades, I guess.
So your heart is definitely in this.
Yeah, and my hands,
Yeah.
bit of blood, lots and lots of sweat.
Yeah. Hopefully
Yeah.
not too many tears.
No, not really any tears. It was just a lot of work, and in a good way. But yeah, so we were here for all of it, and especially a lot of the rendering, and that was all. We worked with House of Bales, so I was more or less a labourer here for a lot of time.
So what have you done here on the outside?
So we've got, so this is the north side, obviously, so it's mostly glass, and then we've got a pergola here that has citrus vines on each end, and that was just a twig in this winter, just passed. So hopefully now we've got about 6 or 7 metres growth on it. Hopefully by next summer we'll have a bit of coverage out here, just to shade this window, because we've got a 600 eave that shades the top windows, except obviously in winter you can see today with the day after solstice, so the sun's coming right in those windows, but that will be excluded. The eave will stop the sun in about September, late September, so we just need something on this, which was always the plan, to have a deciduous vine so that we can have the winter sun without having to move anything, or all timber windows, all double glazed, and all seal, like they actually seal properly.
Yep, so they're airtight?
Yeah, airtight.
Yep.
So we haven't tested it, but they seem to be. And this sliding door here is actually a lift and slide. So when you close it, you move the handle and it sits on a seal to stop any air escape.
Okay, and this is a 9-star house, which kind of
9-star.
proves that you can actually, if done correctly, have very large windows and that connection to the outside.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you just need that external shading, and they need to face the right way. So these are only there because they're on the north, and this will have shade in summer when it's needed.
And what sort of cladding do you have on the outside?
So this is Vic Ash, so it's just timber cladding, and gets oiled once a year or so. Yeah, it's quite beautiful. Quite like it.
And whereabouts did you get the big ash timber from?
Just from Adelaide, just from a company in Adelaide had it, Betterwood.
Okay.
It obviously comes from Victoria.
Yes. Yeah.
We actually got ours through Montana for lead. But you can also get it at Betterwood and other places.
The purple pipe in the garden is connected to a grey water system provision.
Yeah, so there's a grey water system that takes all of the shower water, and that comes around and tees off to, we've got a few fruit trees. So this is a nectarine, peacherine tree, and there's a apple tree over there with 3 different types of apples on it. And then you can see with the shade cloth is an avocado, and next to that a banana, and then another avocado, and then a lime tree this side of the banana. So yeah, that just does a run and goes off to plants along there, so that uses.
Yep.
So we're on the east now, and on the south and on the west, it's all straw bale, and this is a lime render. So it's just straw bale stacked up, and then this has had about 3 coats of render on it to get it flat and smooth like it is. And it's just, the house itself is just a timber frame and then infilled with bales, and again timber windows. This is our bedroom, so we've got 2 windows to get a bit of flow, one on the south side and one on this side. We wouldn't have had the eastern window except we're standing under a big beautiful deciduous tree, so in summer this is the coolest area of the yard, and it has full shade so it doesn't actually get direct sun on the window. So this is the outdoor shower. It means in summer when it's not 10 degrees like it is now, you can shower under the gum tree, and it's got this mesh is just for a creep bit of growth around it, so we've got a Heidelberg here and another one to go on that.
Is that just recycled Rio from?
Yeah, just mesh from the slab. Okay, so this is the back of the bathroom. This actually isn't straw bale because it's got all the plumbing and whatnot in there, so this is just timber frame clad. And this is our hot water, which is just an electric hot water heater, the standard old school storage heater, and that just runs in the day off the solar. So we've got 6.6 kilowatt system on the roof, and even with a big old inefficient, it's actually like quite inefficient this system. So even with that, and being an all electric house, we still run a credit on a power bill.
Haven't had an energy bill yet?
No, we're up to, I think, $700 in credit. So we've got 2 5,000 litre tanks at the range. And yeah, they give us water for, I don't know, more than maybe half to 3/4 of the year. Obviously in summer, unless you get your downfalls. We've only got 10,000 litres that runs out, but yeah, for most of the year, the whole house runs off of these. So it's plumbed to the house first, and then when that runs out, it switches on to mains.
So we're on the western side?
Yeah, so this is the west wall, and you can see there's no windows. So again, it's just a straw bale wall with lime render. So we're in the lounge, kitchen, dining sort of thing. So it's just basically a big open plan area here on the north side of the house, and 2 bedrooms and a bathroom on the south side of the house. This is, I guess, what gives us all of the heat. So it's a pretty horrid day, and it's been pretty cold the last few days, and it's still 23 in here. So I guess on a sunny winter's day, it'll be sort of 25 or more, which is pretty crazy and very, very nice. Without heating, that's just the sun. We don't have a heater or a cooler. So this is what does it all for us, and also gives us a view out of the sky and the garden and whatnot.
And you got a little concealed curtain down there. What a great idea.
Yeah, the curtain, so to have a window that big and not cook in summer, and also hold the warmth in winter, you really need a pelmeted curtain. So it's sort of made so that it's not in the way, so you can have whatever on your walls in your kitchen, and it's also by being built with a pelmet like that, it's like having a pelmet but without having to look at pelmet. So and it's on, the reason it's on a motor is so that if it's 5 degrees in the morning or something when you go to work, you can have it closed, and then when you're at work 11, 10 in the morning, if the sun's out, you can open it up and let the house warm.
So you can operate it remotely?
Yeah, and then
that's beautiful.
Yeah, if it gets to like 4 o'clock and you're still not coming home till 6, you can close it and keep that heat in. Turns out it's pretty unnecessary because the house just stays like around 22 to 25 degrees almost all the time. But when we built the house, we didn't know how well it would go, and we were a little bit, a bit worried, but it turns out winter is just you don't even need. We would never drink if we had a heater. We wouldn't be able to use it. If anything, we open up, and we often open up the high windows there to just have fresh air even in winter. So we'll open up the back, and it will still be 25 in here if the sun's out in winter, and you'll have nice fresh air flowing through.
And can you describe for people that don't understand thermal mass and the round earth, straw bale, all those sorts of techniques, what the benefit is?
So we've got an exposed concrete floor, so it's not polished like some people will have. It's just when they poured it, we threw a colour on top of it as they were working it, and they just polished it, or they used their smoothing techniques for a bit longer than normal. And then we put a dark colour on it so the sun shines in, gets that floor, warms up, and when you walk across it you can feel like it's quite warm actually, like really warm, which is nice in winter. And so what that does is it stores all that warmth in there, and then in the centre of the house here we've got a normal timber stud wall, just a bit wider than your normal timber stud, and it's filled with mud. So just on the stud it's filled up with mud and straw, or cob, and then rendered over with clay again. So that's just a clay render. And what that does is, like the floor, it will absorb heat. So this deep into winter, the sun comes right in on a sunny day and hits the wall, but also just the room being 25 degrees or sometimes even warmer for most of the day, it absorbs that temperature, and as does the floor. And then so it might be a 10 or 15 degree day, but in here it's going to be 20, 25 degrees just from the sun hitting the windows. That absorbs it, and then you have a 5 degree night or whatever, and the floor and the wall will just let their heat back out and just keep the house at that sort of 20 degrees, 22 degree temperature.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Certainly won't get any old creaky old bones in this house, would you? Because it doesn't get cold enough, like
no,
you can feel the warmth going into your...
When we had those sort of that week of those 0 degree nights and sort of quite cold days, it was really sunny, so in the days we were getting 25, 26 or more, then we'd open up to stay cool, or to keep it around that temperature. And even with the 0 degree nights, it was 20 in here in the morning, so 20 degrees above outside is pretty good. And then just vice versa in summer, it's the same thing. So by excluding the sun from your house, by having no windows on your west or shaded windows, and then having good shade covering this and the pelmeted curtain, it stays cool inside, which allows these things. So you might have a night where it's 17 degrees in summer or whatever, 18 degrees. You open up and let all the cool air run through, shut the house up in the morning, and if these are sort of 17 or 20 degrees at the start of the day, if it's 40 degrees outside, these will just sort of slowly absorb a little bit of heat, but again you stay in that 20, 25 degree range.
And I see that you've got your
louvers
up there as well, the timber louvers.
Yeah.
So ventilation.
So these go through to the bedrooms, and that allows the air from the south side of the house to flow up and out of the clerestory windows on the north side of the house. So the change comes from the southwest in this area. So the windows open out to the southwest to capture that breeze, and then because we've got a skillion roof going up like that to the clerestories, hot air rises and it just naturally goes out. So again, it's just a passive way of cooling the house and having a nice air change. So in summer we use it to cool and get the change in, the fresh air when you have a change, or at night just to cool down. But in winter we still often have it open just to have an air change come through, because it's usually so warm in here.
Probably lucky being Adelaide as well, because we do get a little bit of heat in winter even, or we can capture it at least.
Yeah, we can capture it. So this is the perfect, I guess the perfect climate for passive heating for sure. So like I say, that week where it was 0 in the nights and only 10 or 12 or whatever in the day, we had to open up so it was 25. And the beauty of winter is if you don't want it that hot, you just open a window and you've got fresh air, or you can close the curtain, but we like to get it nice and warm.
So the other thing I notice in here is that you don't have smells. Like I can't smell materials, I can't smell plasterboard, I can't smell paints and stuff.
Yeah, so they're clay paints. So to start with, you've got The outside walls on the inside of them are rendered in clay, so that's just literally sand and clay, so they're not painted. But where you do see paint, like on the ceiling and a little bit of the walls, that's clay paint, so there are no smells.
No VOCs.
No VOCs, yeah, not low, no, no VOCs, no plastic. Yeah, that was really nice thing to work with. And you can paint it and you can sleep in it at night. There's no smell and no ongoing smell, especially often when the sun shines in a house, you'll get all those smells come out. So, we don't have carpet, we don't have this, we have wood, and we have clay and clay paint, a lot of wood furniture, I guess.
So imagine back 10 to 20 years ago, before you had the knowledge you had now, what was your idea of who lived in a sustainable home and what did it look like?
Yeah, probably just hippies, I guess, and it would have looked pretty rough, like a cave or like a hobbit house.
Lots of plants around, drying.
Yeah. I guess probably didn't think too much about it that long ago.
Did you think that it was fairly accessible, or did you think it was hard to achieve before you set out to do it?
It was pretty. I guess it wasn't hard, but that's because I did research. And there's people like Adelaide's Sustainable Building Network who put on a lot of information nights, and the information's out there, you just need to look at it. So I was also lucky in that my dad had built a passive house, so I learnt a lot about passive houses then, and that's what got me to do the research into my own build.
What was uncomfortable about the homes you grew up in or lived in that made you want to shift to a sustainable home? What was your previous experience?
Typical Adelaide houses. Rented a lot of old stone, cold, 100-year-old places that are just freezing, like bone-chilling cold in the winter, and then as soon as summer comes, they're stinking hot. And just really didn't like that at all, and just wanted to be comfortable. So after many years of crappy rentals like that, and not being able to sleep in summer because you're sweating, and not enjoying winter because you got 17 layers on and it's dark and horrid, and just didn't want that anymore.
Sounds about where I am right now after living in so many rentals. So what was your idea of a sustainable home and the priorities or criteria that you set for this particular sustainable home?
Just wanted to do the best we could, in that we thought we could do it without air conditioning or heating. And just make it as natural as we could at the time. So we were always learning. And yes, it really had to be no heating or cooling. And just tried to make it as natural as we can with things like straw and wood and clay.
And then did you have a strategy for offsetting things like the remaining energy? Did you want to completely cover that with your PV array?
Yeah, I guess we were always going to just get solar, and we specifically went down that all-electric path because that way, one, we don't have a gas bill, and also we're not using gas, which is, although people think of it as clean, it's not. It's just another fossil fuel. So by having solar, we can run most of our stuff in the day when we're not home, just put on the washing machine or dishwasher or whatever, and the hot water. And it also then leaves us without bills, which is pretty important.
So you're kind of scheduling in during the daytime when there's more potential for solar?
Yeah, just
and
the sunshine.
then using it then?
Yeah, just set most of the appliances you can just set the time, so set it to run in the day. And we actually make, last year we made 2.3 times all of our consumption. So we make a lot more than we use, but we still get to use whatever we need. Yeah, it's amazing. Like people, when you talk to the power company or you talk to the solar person, they look at what you're using and they say, "Oh, something's wrong," and you say, "Oh no, we don't have heating or cooling." And, so it's just cheap to run, and that was pretty I guess that was a pretty big focus, just thinking, why have big bills? The system's going to pay for itself in, I think it was 2.5 years, or no, 3.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then you've got 15 plus years of free power. And I'd rather keep my money than give it to a power company.
And I can feel that it's quite acoustically stable in here as well. Like it's got a really nice feel to it.
Yeah, it's probably the solid wall. So you've a straw bale and double glazing. So it's quite thick. Yeah, it's quite like you can't hear the outside sounds until you crack a window. Yeah.
And in terms of affordability, what were your goals? Was it that you were set out to make something from earthen sort of materials, or did you want to look at affordability first in terms of other materials?
Not really. We were just, when I first started, I was probably going to still build passive, but like more like the esky style where people have, wherever it is, polystyrene and cladding and all those sorts of things. And then just doing research, it just became clear that straw bale was the best way to achieve all the insulation values, plus you get the soundproofing, plus you get the natural product, and all those things. Didn't really think about the cost, just because we were doing it once and we wanted to do it, you know, as the way that we wanted, so which was as natural as possible and to give us the best performance as possible.
Have you ever had an electricity bill?
When we first moved in, we did, because they just put us onto, the solar company just the power company put us onto their lowest tariff. And I spoke to someone and they said, no, we're on this much. And someone said, we're on this much. So I just rang up and just kept pumping up the money they pay us when we're feeding into the grid. So after that first cycle, we've now had 3 quarterly bills where they're all positive. So we're coming into winter now, so this will be the smallest credit, I guess. So but summers I think we got 300 and something for the summer, and then 200, and then, so yeah, no bills now, no gas bill, and just credits for the power. Well, I guess that's one of the other benefits of passive is, apart from it being free, it's heaps nicer than a heater and all that, but it permeates through your whole house. So you get a $1,200 bill and you're heating your lounge in another room or whatever, but you go to the bathroom or you go to another room and you're freezing, whereas this is throughout the house. What
is your perception of what your 9-star home will bring in the coming years? Was the investment worth it?
Oh, definitely. It's mostly just about comfort, really. So everyone wants something different, but it's just so nice to, like, winter seems enjoyable now. It's t-shirt weather year round. It can be a week of 40 to 45 degrees and you sleep under a sheet or a rug each night anyway, or you might use a fan 1 or 2 nights a year, like a ceiling fan. But it's mostly just that comfort. It's just brings about really high enjoyment of life, I guess.
That's a fantastic way of looking at it as well, because it's what you're describing is also the mental benefits, not just the physical, which is good. Mm. Are there any times that you felt nervous during the planning or second guessed yourself during the construction, and how did you get out of this mindset?
Not really, because we'd done a lot of planning. So we even did a straw bale building course ourselves, and then we got the experts to come in and run it. So we all had a hand and we had friends come help, but we had the experts there and we'd just done our research, so felt pretty comfortable.
And you've been contributing to education and sustainability through public speaking, Sustainable House Day you were open as well in the showcase. And I obviously heard you speak at the Marion event as well, which is fantastic. You just kind of ooze enthusiasm for it, and you've got such a good personality for educating others. What does it mean to you to be involved in those sorts of events and facilitating that journey for others?
It's quite good, because when we were looking, we wanted, first-hand accounts from people that had done it. So to be able to go and just show what we've done and then talk to everyone afterwards to answer specific questions just feels good, because you know people are going to be able to get more out of their build. So it's just more about knowing that there's going to be more quality houses that people are going to enjoy living in, and so they're going to be happy. And there's also a huge reduction of drainage on all the resources, whether it's coal or gas or whatever it is. It's also all of your building products and all those sorts of things. Yeah, so I guess we're at the deepest part of winter now. So the sun's coming in, it's probably close to midday. It's starting to hit the wall, so as that sun comes around to the west, it'll creep up that wall a bit. And that's why it's in the mid 20 degrees in here. And
that floor also heating up, so
yeah.
That's probably about 80% of that floor has actually got sunlight on it?
Gets a lot of sun on it. And that just, in the evenings, it's quite nice to walk past near the window, because that's where the floor's at its warmest. So when you're going through, you come past this side usually just to feel that warmth.
So I just wanted to say thank you, Dylan, for doing this for us.
Thanks for having us.
So thank you very much for your hospitality and having us in your home. It is quite inspiring. So I think you're about to convert me to straw bale too, though I was looking at other means, but it's certainly a very comfortable house and doing a lot in terms of educating others to make that step towards sustainability. So well done on being a change maker.
Cheers.
So thank you very much for watching this video on Dylan's journey in his straw bale house. Really applaud people like Dylan and other change makers out there for getting the word out and helping to educate the public, facilitating others' journey as well, which is something that was very important to Dylan. So if you have any questions, please contact us or leave comments in the YouTube chat there. I have put the email address in there for you also. As always, if there's any other questions, if you want to get in touch about your own project, advice, consulting and so forth, please email us, and look forward to hearing from you then. Thanks.